Warning. Actonville TV disclaimer. The views and opinions expressed in this program are those of the host, authors, and do not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of any religious affiliation.
Vanakkam, Namaste, Namaskaram, Sai Ram, Jai Shri Ram, Swamiye Saranam Ayyappa. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the show. We're currently streaming live in the Asia South on Actonville TV. This is the Journey Show, the show about exploring Hinduism as a whole. I'm your host, Kimera, Heeralal, and I'd like for you to join the conversation as this platform is an educational platform and is open to the public. Now, join the conversation, comment at the bottom of the screen where it says live chat or just the comment section. And well, if you wish to keep your views, comments, and beliefs anonymous, you're welcome to do so by using our WhatsApp line, which you'll find at the bottom right of your screen throughout the entire show. Alright guys, so if you are watching the show for the very first time, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this channel if you haven't done it already. And yeah, join us, join the conversation, share your wisdom as well, as today's episode is called Shiva. Alright, this is episode 123 if you are taking notes. And well, we are discussing Shiva today. Now, if the show overruns, we might run Shiva part 2 tomorrow. And yeah, we're doing all things that we need to know about Shiva. We got Shashi Desai joining us throughout the entire show. We got musical entertainment as well, let's call it our bhajan music, our spiritual music. And then we've got our 108 principles of the value system from the Tirukkural, as we teach you one lesson every single day from the Tirukkural. And if you need gurus, well, stay tuned until the end of the show where we can share with you our personal gurus, our friends as well, and they can help you and assist you with certain services that you might need. Alright, so as we open up this show this evening, I'd like to welcome Deshan Styler Naidu's Music Academy, known as Styler's Music Academy. As always, when we open up our show about Hinduism, we must stop, give thanks, and praise Lord Ganesha first before we do anything. So Deshan Styler Naidu's Music Academy is helping us do that this evening. Let's take a look.
விநாயகனே வெவ்வினையே வேறறுக்கவல்லா விநாயகனே வேட்கை தணிவிப்பான் விநாயகனே விண்ணிற்கும் மண்ணிற்கும் நாதனுமாம் தன்மையினால் கண்ணீர் பணிவில் கனிந்த விநாயகனே வினை தீர்ப்பவனே விநாயகனே வினை தீர்ப்பவனே விநாயகனே வினை தீர்ப்பவனே வேழமுகத்தோனே ஞான முதல் சிவபாலா கனிவாக அருள்வாயே கஜமுக சிவபாலா விநாயகனே வினை தீர்ப்பவனே விநாயகனே வினை தீர்ப்பவனே விநாயகனே வெவ்வினையே வேழக்கவல்லா விநாயகனே வேட்கை தணிவிப்பான் விநாயகனே விண்ணிற்கும் மண்ணிற்கும் நாதனுமாம் தன்மையினால் கண்ணீர் பணிவில் கனிந்த
Jai Ganesha! What a beautiful way to open up our show this evening, and helping us do that was the beautiful kids from Stylers Music Academy as they praise Lord Ganesha. Before we continue with the show, let's take a quick break, a quick breather, and we will talk about Shiva. Vanakkam, Namaste, Namaskaram, Sai Ram, Jai Shri Ram, Swamiye Saranamayappa. Welcome back, everybody. As we're talking about Lord Shiva, Hare Hare Mahadeva. Welcome back. Alright, so as this is episode 123, guys, episode 123, join the conversation as this is an open educational platform. We are talking about Shiva today, and I would love for you to share your views, comments, and beliefs, and maybe you have better wisdom than I do on Lord Shiva. Comment in the comment section, or if you wish to just share your wisdom with us as anonymous, you're welcome to use our WhatsApp line, which you'll find at the bottom right of your screen throughout the entire show. Alright, so let's get started. So we've got Shashi Gasain standing by. So before we get to her, let's talk about Lord Shiva first, okay? Let's do the nitty-gritty first, and then we will turn to Shashi Gasain to explain to us who is Shiva, and there are important facts that everybody needs to know about Lord Shiva himself. Alright, so let's start at the beginning, at the very, very beginning. Shiva, right? Shiva in Sanskrit means lit, right? And the auspicious one. You could say the auspicious one. It's also known as Mahadeva. And in Sanskrit, Mahadeva lit, the great one, or the great god, and is one of the principal deities of Hinduism. Now he is the supreme being in Shaivism, right? And one of the major traditions within Hinduism. Now let's look at Lord Shiva's other names a little bit. Let's go a bit into it now. So Lord Shiva has other names like, Shankara, Bholenath, Maheshwara, Rudra, Mahadeva, Mahakala, Sadashiva, Bhattara Shiva, Bhairava, Nadaraja, Pushapati. Now, if you look at the affiliation, it's the affiliation comes with the Trimurti, even when you talk about Ishvara, as well as the Para Brahman, the Para Matman, and also Shaivism as a whole. Now, if you look at his abode, Lord Shiva, right? I really wish the director had Lord Shiva's picture next to me. But if you look at his abode, you will be able to see Mount Kailash and the cremation grounds. You know, the Shashana Adipati. Now, his mantra. Everybody knows this first and simple mantra, Om Namah Shivaya. Now, if you look at his weapons, he has the Trishula, the Pashupatastra, the Parashu, and the Panaka bow. His symbols, the Lingam, the crescent moon, the Damaru, the Vasuki, and his third eye. If you look at the day that everybody praises him the most, it will be Monday. I'm sure you fast Mondays and you know why you fast Mondays. If you didn't know and you are not Hindu, we are educating you this evening. Now, his mount, everybody knows his mount as Nandi, the bull, right? Now, if you look at the festivals for Shiva, it comes as Mahashivratri, Shravana, Kartik Purnama, Pradosha, Tej, Varava, Ashtami. Now, please can you kindly forgive me for my mispronunciation, as I am English speaking, and remember that I will butcher some of these pronunciations, especially the Sanskrit, Tamil and Hindi words. Please forgive me for it. Alright, so if you look at Lord Shiva's consort, we all know that Lord Shiva's consort is Parvati, also known as Sati. Lord Shiva has 3 children, right? I would like for you to comment on this one. I was waiting for Devin Naidu to come through and actually help us with the show today. It would be beautiful if he joined us. But nonetheless, let's move forward. So, according to all of my research put together, okay, I've got Kartikeya as his son. I've got Lord Ganesha. But our director also made sure that when I was putting this information together from all old books, he mentioned that there was a third son. And our producer Andy has told me it's Ayappa Appa himself, the person, the deity that I am actually dressed for today in black. All right, so we know that Lord Shiva has 3 children: Kartikeya, Ganesha, and Ayappa. Now, everybody knows that Shiva is known, even in the English-speaking world, Shiva is known as the destroyer within the Trimurti, right? Now, the Hindu Trinity, which also includes Brahma and Vishnu. So, in the Shiva tradition, Shiva is the Supreme Lord who creates, protects, and transforms the universe. Now, in the goddess-orientated Shakta tradition, the Supreme Goddess Devi is regarded as the energy and creative power Shakti, and the equal complementary partner of Shiva. Now, Shiva is one of the 5 equivalent deities in the Panchayatana Puja of the Smarta tradition of Hinduism. Now, Shiva has many aspects, ladies and gentlemen, benevolent as well as fearsome. In benevolent aspects, he is depicted as an omniscient yogi who lives an ascetic life on Mount Kailash, as well as a householder with his wife Parvati and his children Ganesha, Kartikeya, and Ayappa. Now, in the story before Ayappa came along, I've noticed a lot of scripts put together where they were only mentioning Lord Ganesha and Kartikeya. I've chosen to put up Ayappa and add it to my notes, as this is my knowledge of Shiva. Okay, so in his fierce aspects, right, Lord Shiva, he is often depicted slaying demons. Shiva is also known as Adiyogi, the first yogi, regarded as the patron god of yoga, meditation, and the arts. Now, in iconographical attributes of Shiva are the serpent-kin Vasuki around his neck, the adorning crescent moon, the holy river Ganga, flowing from his matted hair, the third eye on his forehead, the eye that turns everything in front of it into ashes when opened, the Trishula, or the trident, is his weapon, and the Damaru. He is usually worshipped in the aniconic form of lingam. Now, Shiva has pre-Vedic roots, and in the figure of Shiva evolved is an amalgamation of various older non-Vedic and Vedic deities, including the Rig Vedic storm of god Rudra, who may also have non-Vedic origins. Now into a single major deity, right? Let's be talking about this now. Shiva is a pan-Hindu deity revered widely by Hindus in India, Nepal, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka and Indonesia, especially in Java and Bali. Now, before we continue with the history and other names of Lord Shiva, I'd like to invite Shashi Gosai to our screens, as she will help you understand who Shiva is and important facts that we need to know about Shiva.
Namaste, I'm Shashi Gosai. Today I would like to talk about perhaps one of the most important gods in Hinduism, and that's Lord Shiva. So who is it? Let's find out. Shaivism, or the worship of Lord Shiva, dates back to more than 8,000 years ago, even before the Vedic times. So this is a sect which is actually precursor to the modern Hinduism. Shiva means the auspicious one, although he is called the destroyer, part of the cycle of universe together with Brahma and Vishnu, who are the creators and the preservers. While in Western thought, destruction is generally meant to be a bad thing, in Hinduism, it's actually an auspicious, holy act necessary for new birth. So destruction in Hindu belief implies reproduction. So there's a cycle of life and he's part of that cycle. Shiva is generally thought to have originated from Rudra, a god that was worshipped in the Indus Valley during the Vedic period. Rudra was a hunter and a storm god and was very fierce in his ways. Rudra's father was Lord of Beings, and his mother was Usha, the goddess of dawn. When he was born, he used to cry a lot, and his father named him Rudra from the word Rud, which means to cry. But he also had a very auspicious and kind nature, and that is what actually Shiva means. Shiva means auspicious and kind. So the name changed from Rudra to Shiva over a period of time, and now he's regarded more of Shiva rather than Rudra. Shiva has 1008 names, forms, titles, and each worshipper looks at Shiva in a different light. So one of the most common names is Mahadeva, which means the great god or god of gods. He's one of the most complex and contradictory characters in the Hindu mythology, but the more you study about him, the more you understand the nature of all the beings, all the positives and negatives, and he personifies each one of them. So let's have a look at some of his forms. The first one, let's look at Natraja, the Lord of Dance. Lord Shiva has been symbolized in this embodiment of energy. His cosmic dance, called the Tandav, is a dance of bliss. It's set within a circular arch of flames called the Prabha Mandala, which symbolizes cosmic cycles of creation and destruction, the daily rhythm of birth and death, and the interaction between the static and dynamic energy flow. The second one is Mahayogi, or the Lord of Yoga. Shiva is the Lord of meditation and depicted seated in a deep meditation on Mount Kailash. He is thought to be humankind's first teacher. He taught through meditation how to achieve moksha, how to achieve that ultimate bliss. He holds the key to the highest spiritual knowledge and miracles. He rules over all aspects of yoga relative to the body, mind, and soul. He is the eternal presence of yoga and as the supreme consciousness behind the universe. 84,000 positions of asanas have been derived from his movements. As Natraj, the Lord of Dance, his dance and gestures also reflect yoga postures, starting with the main 108 that most people have to learn. The third most important aspect is called Mrityunjaya, or one who conquers death. The Mahamrityunjaya mantra is believed to have miraculous properties that every Hindu believes in. Shiva symbolizes the immortal prana, the undying force of eternal existence and pure being. Tantric yoga teachings with pranic mantras about prana relate to Shiva, who holds the inner power of pranayama. So absolutely very important in every aspect of one's life. The fourth most important aspect is called Shiva Lingam. The lingam is actually a symbol for Lord Shiva himself. It reminds us that the Lord is everywhere, omnipotent, and is absolutely formless. It represents a whole universe that comes from Shiva, stays in him, and then goes back to him. It also represents as a god of sexual energy and signifies fertility. This is one of the reasons he is worshipped in the form of a lingam and yoni, which represent the male and female reproductive parts. The fifth aspect, Lord Shiva is also depicted as a family man. Shiv's consort is called Shakti, which is the ultimate goddess. She's called by different names and has different forms with distinct characteristics. But the main one is called Parvati, and she personifies love and romance. Secondly, it's Durga with a beautiful appearance as a symbol for courage and justice. Uma is a goddess of motherhood. Kali, with her fearful appearance and wild nature, is a symbol for death and inhalator of any evil. Shakti is seen as the left half of his own body, and this fusion of Shiva and Shakti is called Ardha Narishwar. This is the Kundalani Shakti, the power of consciousness at a cosmic level. They had two sons, Lord Ganesha, the destroyer of obstacles, and Kartikya, the lord of war, and a daughter called Ashoka Sundari. Mahashivratri is celebrated as the wedding of Lord Shiva with Parvati, and is considered very auspicious because its two energies of universal consciousness and universal bliss come together on this day. Devotees fast all day and stay up all night meditating and chanting his name. Then there's goddess Ganga. Now Ganga is not his wife, but she does help him in the whole preservation of the earth. Lord Brahma asked Ganga to descend on earth to provide water. However, the power of the force of the flow of the Ganga would have been too great and would have destroyed earth. Lord Shiva accepted the first flow through his head, and through his matted locks of hair released her in 7 streams, which is the 7 sacred rivers of India. She now helps mankind to cultivate crops by providing irrigation and making the land fertile. It is also believed that it signifies the flow of wisdom and teachings of the scriptures through generations. So a very significant aspect of the whole Shiva movement and how we believe that we can carry on this earth, using all the elements that God has given us. Lord Shiva has a lot of symbolisms. So let's have a look at some of them. Well, the first one is a snake coiled around his neck. The snake's name is Vasuki and is coiled 3 times, representing past, present, and future. It also represents ego, which once mastered can be worn like an ornament. According to mythology, he also served as a rope during the Samudra Manthan, where the ocean waters were churned to extract Amrit, or the nectar of immortality. Lord Shiva is also seen with a blue throat and sometimes called Nilkant. So let's have a look at the story behind that. The churning of the ocean, or the Samudra Manthan, by the gods and the demons also yielded a poison called Halahal, which Shiva drank. This poison stayed in his throat and turned it blue. However, he did not swallow the poison due to a blockage created by goddess Parvati. But it is a symbol of his beauty that we all revere to, and his savior, that he has saved us from the poison that would have just swallowed the whole earth up. So it is mythology, but it shows that God is always there to look after us in our dire times. It's a symbolic gesture. There's a moon crescent in Lord Shiva's hair, and there are many legends that have stories relating to this. But one of the most famous or important one is amongst the yogis that say moon controls the mind. And this is something even modern scientists have found, that on full moon, there's a higher risk of agitation from the mentally ill. The moon channelizes spiritual energy through the chakra system, which is vital in meditating. It also represents mastery over time. So the moon has a lot of connotations within our Hinduism system, and this is just one of the stories, but it shows the importance moon has in our daily lives, in how we interact with each other, how we find peace and connection with the absolute. Lord Shiva holds a damaru or a drum in his hand, which represents rhythm and time. It represents holy scriptures, the Vedas, where it is stated that the sound was the creation of the universe. Lord Shiva is seen with a trident in his hand. The trident is called a Trishul, and it comes from a Sanskrit word tri, meaning three, and shul means problems or suffering. So Trishul is a symbolic gesture for destroying the threefold suffering. The threefold suffering mankind suffer from is physical, mental, and spiritual. So it's a symbolic gesture that it's going to get rid of all our sufferings if we really meditate on the form of Shiva with the trident in his hand. Trishul also represents three powers. That's knowledge, desire, and implementation. So again, a very important aspect of everyone's spiritual journey through this life. Lord Shiva is seen sitting on a tiger skin. And this is the victory of the divine force over all our animal instincts. Again, a symbol. Lord Shiva is seen with the Rudraksha Mala, and this denotes purity and concentration during meditation. This is a jap mala that every Hindu uses when they're doing any kind of meditation. Lord Shiva has three eyes, denoting the sun, moon, and the third eye looks inside us into the inner realms and spaces of higher consciousness. It's a symbol that destroys evil and ignorance. Monday is considered to be the holy day for Lord Shiva, and many devotees take part in what we call the Sola Somva Vrat or fast. All prayers relating to husband, children, illnesses are believed to be answered when you do this 16 fasts on Mondays. So, and it can be done any time of the year. But very, very strong mantras, which I personally have felt the whole power, and impossible dreams have come true. Hindus say that Shiva is Anand, which means he's neither born nor does he die. His power is endless and his wisdom is all-knowing. Through his meditation, he can see what is happening throughout the world at any particular moment, and any devotee who is praying to him, he has this knack of connecting and answering the prayers. It's this mysticism that has made Shiva such a heavily worshipped and revered god in Hinduism. He continues to be the central figure in all temples, and the devotion that he's inspired will continue throughout centuries, purely because he does answer to different aspects of one's life. And that's what makes him so special. Well, I hope you enjoy listening to that little snippet of Hinduism. This is Shashi Gosai. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Shashi Gosai, all the way in London, as she educates us about Lord Shiva. And she has told us, in a nutshell, who Lord Shiva is and a couple of important facts that you needed to know about Lord Shiva. Thank you so much again, Shashi Gosai, for hitting our screens this evening. Well, coming up next, guys, we've got Kiran and Nivi from the United States of America as they perform for you Mahadeva Shiva Shambho.
शम्भो शिव शम्भो सहस्रकोटि जनपालना सहस्रकोटि जनपालना सहस्रकोटि जनपालना सहस्रकोटि जनपालना सहस्रकोटि जनपालना साधु संरक्षणा सहस्रकोटि जनपालना साधु संरक्षणा पवना साधु संरक्षणा पवना साधु संरक्षणा पवना महादेव शिव शम्भो श्रीमारकोटि सुन्दर प्रभो श्री महादेव शिव शम्भो सर्वेश्वर करुणाकरमूर्ते सर्वेश्वर करुणाकरमूर्ते सर्वेश्वर करुणाकरमूर्ते समगान प्रिय वेदपूर्ते सर्वेश्वर करुणाकरमूर्ते समगान प्रिय वेदपूर्ते परमेश्वर गंगाधर कीर्ते परमेश्वर गंगाधर कीर्ते परमेश्वर गंगाधर कीर्ते परमेश्वर गंगाधर कीर्ते पतित पावन श्री पशुपते पतित पावन श्री पशुपते पतित पावन श्री पशुपते महादेव शिव शम्भो श्रीमारकोटि सुन्दर प्रभो श्री महादेव शिव शम्भो शिव शम्भो शिव शम्भो शिव शम्भो ॐ नमः शिवाय शिवाय भवतु कल्याणं शिवाय शिवाय नमो ॐ नमः शिवाय आरोग्यं सुख समस्ताय शिवाय नमो ॐ नमः शिवाय दुष्ट बुद्धि विनाशाय शिवाय नमो ॐ नमः शिवाय दीपक नमः शिवाय शिवाय नमो ॐ नमः शिवाय शिवाय
Hare Hare Mahadev. A beautiful collaborative rendition by the two lovely sisters, Kimera and Shiva from the United States of America, as they just sang for you a Mahadeva Shiva Shambha. Hope you guys enjoyed that. A very, very big welcome and love coming in through YouTube to Ravi Nagan Naidu and Nishi Heeralal. Well, Ravi continues to say Namaskaram, my baby Kimi, and all the viewers. Namaskaram to you too, Mr. Naidu. Thank you for joining the show. And Nishi Heeralal coming in through YouTube. Good evening, Nishi. Thanks for joining the show, and namaste to you. Alright, so as we continue to educate you about Shiva, as I'm going to call the Shiva Part 1 show, we'll continue with lots more information and education on Shiva, because I see this is going to be carried on for a couple of days. So let's take a quick break. When we come back, we will continue with the history and other names of Lord Shiva.
See flooring differently. Innova Floor Santan. Contact us today.
Vanakkam, Namaste, Namaskaram, Sai Ram, Jai Shri Ram, Swamiye Saranam Ayyappa. Hare Hare Mahadev. Welcome back, everybody. Alright, for those of you that just joined us, I hope you just saw the advert we played, Innova Flooring in Santon in Johannesburg, guys. So if you are looking for great flooring with great prices, please scroll back and get that number again and call them. As we're helping them to uplift their business as well as our TV show. So give them a call if you are looking for flooring with good prices. They are the right people. Innova Flooring. Alright, let's get back to it now. As we're talking about Lord Shiva, this is episode 123, guys. And we are discussing the history of Lord Shiva as well as, his other names. Yeah, let's get into that a little bit more in depth, as Shashi Gosai did help you to understand who Lord Shiva is, as well as important facts that she thinks that everybody needed to know about Lord Shiva. Share your views, comments, and beliefs in the comment section, as I would like to hear from the public. Share your wisdom. So I might not know everything, guys. Okay. All right. So let's go. Let's talk about the history and other names according to Munir Williams. Okay. So he says the Sanskrit word Shiva, Devanagari, also translated as Shiva, means auspicious. Right? It means auspicious, propitious, gracious, kind, benevolent, friendly, and basically the root words of Shiva in folk etymology are Si, which means in whom all things lie, a passiveness, if you want to call it, or pervasiveness, I would say, and Va means embodiment of grace. So don't forget now. Let's start again. Si, we talk about Shiva, right? So Si, which means in all whom things lie, and Va, which means embodiment of grace. Shiva. Okay, so the word Shiva is used as an adjective in the Rig Veda. Okay, we're talking about what, 1700 BCE, yeah, and as an epithet for several Rig Veda deities, including the Rudra, which I do believe Shashi Gosai did mention. Now, the term Shiva also connotes liberation, final emancipation, and the auspicious one. Now, this adjectival usage is addressed to many deities in Vedic literature, and the term evolved from Vedic Rudra Shiva to the noun Shiva in the epics and the Puranas as an auspicious deity who is the creator, reproducer, and dissolver. I'd like for you to interact with us. You can stop me at any time and intervene and share a little wisdom. I don't mind. This isn't a public platform and an educational platform, not a fighting platform. Okay. All right. So Shama presents another etymology. Okay, don't forget, we're talking about all Shiva's names now. If you're wondering what did I move on to next. Now, Shama presents another etymology with the Sanskrit root sav, which means to injure or to kill. Now, interpreting the name to connote one who can kill the forces of darkness. Now, the Sanskrit word Shiva means relating to the god Shiva himself. And this term is the Sanskrit name for both one of the principal sects of Hinduism and for a member of that sect. It is used as an adjective to characterize certain beliefs and practices such as Shaivism. Now, some authors associate the name with the Tamil word Sivapu, meaning red, and nothing that Shiva is linked to the sun, Sivan, the red one in Tamil, and that what they call Rudra is also called Babru, meaning brown or red in the Rig Veda. Now, the Vishnu Sahasranama interprets Shiva to have multiple meanings. Okay, so the pure one and the one who is not affected by three ganas or prakti. Shiva is also known by many names, right? Such as Viswananta, the Lord of the Universe. I hope I pronounce this correctly. Please forgive me, guys. As you know, I'm English speaking. I would love for you to interact with us in studio today. Also, whether you want to send a voice note or call, the WhatsApp line is there. The phone is here with me. Join the conversation. You're welcome to do so. All right. So, as I was saying, now Shiva is known by many names. As we were mentioning, the Viswanatha, the Lord of the Universe, Mahadeva, Mahandyo, Mahasu, Mahesha, Maheshwara, Shankara, Shambho, Rudra, Hara, Trilochana, Devandra, meaning the chief of gods. There are so many names, and as you know that Shashi Gosai mentioned, there are 108 names, and there are so many that you can come across, which we'll mention throughout today and tomorrow. Okay, all right. So let's look at the Saharanama. Okay, now that the Saharanama are the medieval Indian texts that list thousands of names derived from aspects and epithets of a deity, right? So there are at least 8 different versions of the Shiva. I'm not going to lie to you. This is truth. Please don't fight. There are 8, if I'm not mistaken, different versions of the Shiva Saharanama. Okay, and there are different devotional hymns, meaning you get your stotras. Okay, so let's go to the historical development and literature of Lord Shiva. Okay, now the assimilations of traditions, right? The Shiva-related tradition is a major part of Hinduism, found all over the Indian subcontinent, such as India, Nepal, Sri Lanka, and Southeast Asia, such as Bali and Indonesia. Now, Shiva has pre-Vedic tribal roots, having his origins primitive tribe signs and symbols. Now, the figure of Shiva, as he is known today as an amalgamation of various older deities into a single figure, due to the process of Sanskrit and the emergence of Hindu synthesis. Now, in post-Vedic times, how the persona of Shiva converged as a composite deity is not well documented, a challenge to trace and has attracted much speculation, according to Vijay Nath. Now, there is one thing that says here, there's an example of an assimilation that actually took place, okay? So, I can give it to you in English. It says Vishnu and Shiva. Excuse me. Vishnu and Shiva began to observe countless local cults and deities within their folds. The latter were either taken to represent the multiple facets of the same god, or else were supposed to denote different forms and appellations by which the god came to be known and worshipped. Shiva became identified with countless local cults by the sheer suffixing of Isa or Iswara to the name of the local deity. Example, Pateswara, Hatakeswara, and Chandeswara. Now, this was an example that I shared with you guys, and it's an example of assimilation that took place in Maharashtra, where a regional deity named Kondoba is a patron deity of farming and herding castes. The foremost center of worship of Kondoba in Maharashtra is in Jejuri. Now, Khandova has been assimilated as a form of Shiva himself, in which case he is worshipped in the form of a lingam. Khandova's varied associations was also, it also includes an identification with Surya as well as Kartikeya. We've got Nash Jacknarayan coming through on YouTube as he says, Namaste and Hare Krishna Kim. Lord Shiva is the greatest devotee of Sri Krishna. He is always meditating on the form, name and pastimes of Sri Krishna. So we pray to Sri Krishna to be better devotees. Thank you so much, Nash, for joining the show. Namaste to you too. Welcome to the show. It's so nice to see you commenting and sharing your wisdom. Nishi Heeralal, feel free to join Nash as well. You all are welcome. Alright, so as we continue to teach, and hope you guys don't mind, it is so hot in the studio today. I'm going to tie my scarf in the back. Okay. Alright, so let's move to the pre-Vedic elements, if you don't mind. Okay. Now, there's prehistoric art. I'm going to give you a bit of a rundown and then we'll continue with Shiva part 2 tomorrow. I hope you guys don't mind. Okay. Alright, so let's look at the pre-Vedic elements, right? You get the prehistoric arts, which I did mention before, okay? And then you've got the Indus Valley and the Pashupati seal. Then you come across the Rudra, which I know everybody knows and loves and knows about, as a lot of people are educated on Rudras. I've noticed that in South Africa. Everywhere I go, people have a lot of information and very learned about Rudra. And then there's also the Agni, okay? So, if you have any information on Agni, on Indra, feel free. If you live near Lenasia South or want to travel to Lenasia South, help me with tomorrow's show, we can talk about this in depth, as we are talking about Shiva himself, episode 123, and educational platform. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to this channel if you haven't done it already. Coming up next, as we want to keep you well entertained and spiritually uplifted on the show, is Vandana Narayan from Winchester Hills, Johannesburg, with Shiva.
शिव शंकर हे भगवान कर
Hare Hare Mahadeva. What a beautiful rendition and delivery by Vandana Naren from Winchester Hills, Johannesburg, as she helped us worship Lord Shiva as we're talking about him this evening. A very big thank you and welcome to Nash Jakaran. We hope you join us every single day, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel, yeah? Alright, well, that's all the time we have for today on Shiva Part 1. And tomorrow we'll continue Shiva Part 2, and we'll continue with the historical development and literature, as I did mention a bit of highlights as to what we're going to talk about tomorrow, especially the assimilation of different traditions that go under Lord Shiva's topic. Please join the conversation tomorrow. Share your wisdom. Thank you, Nash, again for sharing yours. Well, as you know, it's come to the end of the show, but let's take a quick break. When we come back, we have the 108 principles of the value system from the Tirukkural, and we take a lesson from there every day and teach it to you. Come back for that.
See flooring differently. Innova Floor Santon. Contact us today.
Vanakkam, Namaste, Namaskaram, Sai Ram, Jai Shri Ram, Swami Mayappa. Hare Hare Mahadev. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome to the show. Okay, for those of you that just joined us, you are a little late. Sorry about it. You are late, but you can click on this link a little bit later and watch the show again if you missed episode 123 as we spoke about Shiva. Alright, so as we come to that time of the show where we do the 108 principles of the value system from the Tirukkural, here is lesson number 43.
Today's lesson from the 108 principles of the value system from the Tirukkural is number 43. Have hope.
For those of you who are looking for a guru to perform the following services, you can contact Guru Indresan, as he is there to help you with the following. If you need help with your Jandagam, known as your astrological readings, your Panjagam. He also can assist you with your Navagrah Shanti, your house prayers, your business prayers, your car prayers, your temple and hall weddings, your ceremonies like your 16 days and your 1 year, your Janda prayers, your auspicious Hawans, as well as your Kumbha Abhishekams. Please contact Guru Indresan on 081 325 0115. I'll give you the number again. It's 081 325 0115. If you need special services, as I call it, you can contact Guru Prega. He can assist you with your astrological readings as well, and as well as your spiritual cleansings, your cleansing prayers, your house prayers, your business prayers, your car prayers, your temple and hall weddings, your funerals, your ceremonies like your 16 days and your 1 year, your auspicious Hawans. He can assist you and help you with your trance. And I believe every prayer that is on the board. Your Kali prayers, your Porish prayers, your midnight prayers, your Murgan prayers, etc. I believe that Guru Prega can assist you with any prayer, as I know him personally. Alright, ladies and gentlemen. Well, for those of you who want to get to know the team at Anvil TV and myself, Kimera, Heeralal, a little bit more, and want to see how crazy we can actually be, join us every morning on the Crack of Dawn show, as we want to put a smile and give you positive energies through your screen every single weekday. Let's take a look what's tomorrow in store for you.
Hey guys, you know us on the Crack of Dawn show, Kimera and Robbie. Yeah. He's trying so hard to be himself, guys. He hasn't been athletic in such a long time.
Oh,
played tennis this weekend, yeah?
Yeah.
So this past weekend he played tennis, guys. He's a bit so ask him to do this. Join us tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. with Robbie the Maestro and myself, Kimera Heeralal. It's just going to be a great morning talk show.
Yeah, you get to know a little bit more about us.
Yeah.
We had a great one today.
And you.
And you.
Because we live, so we involve you in the comment section that says live chat.
Yeah, on our new time slot at 8 a.m. Actonville TV, the Crack of Dawn. You get to know us.
Bye.
Well, don't forget that if you want to join us in the morning, we go live usually at 8 a.m. on the dot, right? We have all decided as a team to stick with 8 a.m. But if Lenasia South's load shedding schedule does change, we will work according to that, as it's a bit pricey with the generator petrol, yeah? Alright guys, let's take a quick break. When we come back, we'll say our goodbyes.
Get your business to the next level. Advertise on TV. Contact Kimera.
Vanakkam, Namaste, Namaskaram, Sai Ram, Jai Shri Ram, Swami Saranam Mayappa, Har Har Mahadeva. Welcome back, everybody. Alright, so we've got a match coming in through YouTube, as today is the last day of Kartik celebration of the pastimes of Krishna and his activities as a baby. This is auspicious, and please turn a clay lamp for Shri Krishna and leave at your door and pray your place. Oh, thank you so much, Nash, for helping us and educating us with that today. As I wish you were sitting in studio with me right now. It would have been so awesome to have you. If you're ever around the nation's South, please join me in studio and share your wisdom on Hinduism. Alright guys, well that's all the time we have for this evening. Thank you for joining me on the Journey Show, Exploring Hinduism, episode 123. We'll do this again, same time, same place, tomorrow at 7 p.m. as we're going to continue with, the Shiva show. It's called Shiva Part 2. If you are searching for it on the Atomville TV, YouTube channel, it will be titled Shiva Part 2, episode 124. Well, from myself, Kimera, Heeralal, Vanakkam, Namaste, Namaskaram, Sai Ram, Jai Shri Ram, Swami Saranam Mayappa, Har Har Mahadeva. Good night, everyone.